For those for those who are trying to justify the likes of Harry Kane moving on because it doesn't fit Ange's way of playing, the amount of chances that we're creating, someone like Kane will score.
That's going to have a crack. Yes, you know. Oh, I say! Brilliant! That is schoolboy's own stuff. Oh, I bet even he can't believe it.
Good morning and good morning to you. Welcome to this Monday's episode of Good Morning Tottenham Away, right here from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Of course, on the back of the 5-1 win against Shakhtar Donetsk. More than the result itself, guys. And we'll touch upon a little bit of how we played, although there's been many post-match analyses you probably listened to since the game yesterday. My take on it is I'm going to keep it simple. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Spurs play yesterday. I have to say that. Absolutely dominated them, more so in the second half, but we had played really well in the first half, scoring goals, but also chances. I mean, there was easily, I can think of at least 15, 20 opportunities on goal throughout the whole game. Harry scoring 4 goals, young Scarlett getting his brilliantly taken goal. To add to that, and boy, in Scarlett we really have a real top quality forward in the making. You know that. I hope he ends up emulating as much as I love Defoe, man. I hope it's something that Scarlett, I believe, can do, man. He has the potential of doing it, but we will give him time in due course to reach that potential. But I have to say, man, whenever going forward, we look really, really good. Always on the front foot. And for those who are trying to justify the likes of Harry Kane moving on because it doesn't fit Ange's way of playing, the amount of chances that we're creating, someone like Kane will score 2, 3 a game. Really, it's not always possible to score 2 or 3 a game. I'm not saying that, but he would have the opportunities in this way of playing football, because the closer he is to the goal, guess what? The more chances he has of scoring. So in regards to the whole Harry Kane saga, look, we're just going to have to take it a day at a time and see how that progresses in the next week or so. But what was, you know, for those, like I said, for those who are saying doesn't really suit Ange's rule, I beg to differ. Yes, I'm taking into the factor that Shakhtar Donetsk wasn't exactly the most formidable opposition. Maybe Barcelona tomorrow night will present itself into a different kind of opposition. For sure they will. But we will also make changes. I don't see us playing with the same 11 as we did yesterday, being that the 2 games are so close together. I'd expect a few changes to be made there. Big squad, which we'll probably have to, well, more than likely have to trim down a little bit before the end of the market, because we can't carry on with 34, 35 players. Even the fact that Mickey van der Ven was at the stadium yesterday, Veliz is on his way as well. So it remains to be seen. Of course, the only thing, like I said, positive stuff that I saw yesterday, going forward a little bit creative. Maddison looked real. It looks like he's been playing in this team for a while now, isn't it? So it was good to see him. But negative, one can say, but we're always one long ball away from getting in trouble, you know, because we're playing so high up the field. We're always sort of one ball away from being caught in trouble. Maybe Van der Ven's pace, playing next to Romero, will I won't say resolve it or solve everything, but it probably will enable us to deal with those situations a lot better. But you know, tomorrow's game's going to be a little bit a nice little test away from home, which we, the next 8 games. I'm looking here in our fixture list, guys. Next 8 games, we're going to be away 5 of the 8 games. So We've got Brentford away, then United at home, then we're again away at Bournemouth, away at Burnley, home to Sheffield United, away at Arsenal, home to Liverpool, and away again at Luton. So 5 of those 8 games will be away from home. So we have to go to people's houses and dominate there. So listen, it's been a really rubbish pre-season in that sense, because we haven't had the games that we wanted. We were due to play Roma. We ended up playing City Lions, City Sailors. We've only really had a proper test, probably say West Ham game, but outside of that, and yesterday here didn't prove. Like I said, it was a good game to get here, get fans excited. It was a full house, and it was good to get a game, to get everybody, our home fans, to see the kind of football that they will be aligned to. Not everything was perfect. Ange himself said that he wasn't happy with the last sort of 5-10 minutes leading up to the half time. He wasn't happy with the fact that we were settling for 1-0, so they just keep going at them. And that's a good mindset to put into the players themselves, who have to get on board with they're doing at the moment what the manager's asking them to do, rather than actually believing in what he wants them to do and actually taking it upon themselves. But that takes time, and you know, we can work towards that, where the players feel totally comfortable in doing what it is that he's planning to do. We've played a completely different way in the last 2-3 seasons, so this is a new way of playing. Some players are doing really well in it. Other players, perhaps, like, you know, I know Sonny took a bashing yesterday because he didn't quite do the things that the managers asked him to do, but that will require a little bit of time and a bit more patience. That's just not just for Sonny, but many other players. But like I said, going forwards, we look really dynamite. Just get that balance, that screen in front of our defender. Whoever's been sitting in that holding midfield has got a real job to do, making sure they're constantly aware where all the players are when we're going forwards, and how we're situated in the event of a counter-attack. Are we all right? He's got to be always scanning, making sure that the dangers are not only potentially seen, but be proactive rather than just be reacting. These are sort of things that we need to work on in the next few games, and I'm pretty positive that we will do so. That's regarding the game. That Mickey van der Ven, like I said earlier, was seen here yesterday, and hopefully this week, today or tomorrow or the day after, we get him done. And I don't know if it's going to be too soon to see him at Barcelona, but he's here, so hopefully we get. Ange said he's looking in a couple of more coming in. I don't know if he meant Van der Ven and Veliz, or if there's somebody else on the way that we don't know about. Have to remain to be seen. In regards to Harry Kane, I'll finish off by saying what in Harry Kane, you know, his part, he is very much can play Ange's ball. But what I will also say to that Postecoglou in the post-match, by the way, what a likeable guy Postecoglou is. He's got a real there's a real aura about this guy when he talks. I listened to him attentively. He did say that Harry's very invested in what we are doing. He's behaving like an utter professional. Obviously, he's not fazed by what's going on, because the goals in the stadium yesterday suggested that. And we would have to go as the news comes, and whether he stays or goes. Hopefully the Brentford game, if he's part of that will kind of clear it all up. So we'll have to be patient. I was very surprised that he started yesterday, and that, for me, I did say before that would be very indicative as to whether he stays or goes. The fact that he's started is a good sign for those who want him to have, you know, really want him to stay. I want him to stay, but if he stays, I hope he does put on, you know, once he decides to stay, for me, he has to put pen to paper. Otherwise, it, you know, this time next year, it'll be an absolute, even more painful to see him going away free. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Don't forget, we are on the Monday night stream tonight, 8:30 p.m. Make sure you lock it in. Put the notification bell on if you're subscribing, or if you have subscribed, make sure you activate the notification bell, so you're aware of all the streams that come, or the streams that are added on, videos are uploaded. You'll be the first to know on your device. Make sure, like I said, like, comment and subscribe. And as always, forever always, from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it's come on you Spurs.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. Tottenham away. Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.